Hi, I'm Steve Adubato, but way more importantly, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce a giant in the New Jersey state legislature and in the state of New Jersey. Yeah, she's rolling her eyes, but she is State Senator Loretta Weinberg. She's a Senate Majority Leader. And how dare she, after nearly 30 years in the legislature, decide that she's stepping down and moving on to other things? How are you, Senator?
I'm doing well, thank you, Steve. Busy trying to finish up legislation that everybody's counting on me to get passed before I serve in whatever will be the final legislative session of the Senate. It's really been a great run. I don't want to say all those things that kind of sound trite, but I can't imagine being in a position to lead a life that you actually can act on your passions, that you can actually change things, and that bring you along a very adventuresome path full of adventures, some good, some bad, but always challenging. And it's,
Senator, I'm sorry for interrupting. It's been great, but I want to push you a little bit. What are you most proud of after nearly 3 decades in the state legislature?
Well, that's a question that's been put before me before, but it's not something that I can pick out one thing. I have a group of things other than my family, and as I say, the two perfections in my life, my 2 grandchildren. But things like the 48-hour bill goes way back, where we required insurance companies to pay for, big deal, 48 hours of aftercare for new moms and their babies. It really changed things when we were in a period of time of the so-called drive-through deliveries. Banning smoking indoors, that took 10 years. I was the prime sponsor in the Assembly and then became a co-prime when I moved into the Senate. Issues around earned sick leave, family care, which gave people time to take care of their relatives who were sick or if they were new parents. And I learned so much just from my own life, from being the daughter, taking care of the frail elderly mother, being later widowed, but taking care of my husband, who did pass away of cancer. And when I thought of that family leave bill, that I was in a period of life where, first of all, nobody questioned my ability to make healthcare decisions on his behalf, hence marriage equality. Nobody questioned, I didn't have to punch a time clock, so nobody questioned my ability to be able to stay home in his last weeks of life. So those are all the things that I'm most proud of and hope I contributed to.
Well, it's not my job to say so as a broadcaster with public broadcasting, but it'd be hard-pressed, even those who have disagreed with some of your positions, to say anything other than you have made and continue to make a meaningful contribution. Senator, let me ask you this. You and I have had so many conversations over the years, both on the air and privately. But I'm curious about something. At a time when so many young people, younger people, let's say, turned off to government, people are polarized, divided, family members don't even talk to each other, friends have decided not to be friends, not to have dinner together, not to bring up certain topics, certain whatever. Are you optimistic about our ability to move forward as a nation, but more importantly, as a people, even if we disagree on the issues? We're so polarized.
You know, I am an optimist about life in general, and I've often
That's why
said,
I asked you.
If I wasn't, I wouldn't have been able to stay in this long range. Yes, I am optimistic. It's going to be difficult. We're fresh off the prior national administration, which played such a negative way, played into our differences. And I have in my own family, not me, because I love my cousin, even if she's a Trumper, but I actually, in my own family, have people who don't talk to each other or blocked each other on Facebook due to these kind of political differences. But I think as time gets a little more distant, that we will definitely overcome that. I think young people being involved in whether it's Black Lives Matter, gun safety issues, women's access to healthcare, all those things that bring us together is going to help. And I am optimistic about the future. I kidded about my grandchildren, but I look at them, they're teenagers. I look at their friends. I see what they write on social media. And this is a new generation that I have a lot of confidence in.
Senator, again, it often strikes me that I served one term in the legislature, was out quickly after 2 years. You've served, and I always wondered, what would it have been like to serve all those years? But for you, it's a little bit different in this way. A woman in a male-dominated world having significant influence, sitting at the bargaining table and bargaining. Why are you looking like that? Did I get that wrong?
Well, because I get criticized for being at the bargaining table. I get criticized kind of from the, more purist folks who are engaged in politics. But if I had to sum it up, I think of the phrase, and it's really an art form. How do you get along without always going along? So there are really no textbooks written on that subject. And that's what interchanges that I have with particularly many women's groups, young women. I spend a lot, and I've spent a lot of time over the last year on Zoom doing these meetings with a whole variety of women's groups, certainly the Center for American Women in Politics, Ready
At
to
Rutgers at the Eagleton Institute.
But, if you want to get something done, you have to find the levers of power that enable you to get bills posted, that enable you to get 21 votes in the Senate and 41 votes in the Assembly, that enable you to reach out to advocates to join in. So it's not a business for purists. It is a business to keep your eye on what your goals are, what it is you want to do, what you want to accomplish.
Hey, Senator, on behalf of everyone in the world of public broadcasting and media, just thank you for being accessible, available, speaking your mind, and helping us understand better. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Steve. And thank you for running these kind of public affairs programs that help educate our public. Thanks so much.
A lot of work to do. That's Senator Loretta Weinberg. Thank you so much. We'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, Atlantic Health System, the Russell Berry Foundation, the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities Clean Energy Program, New Jersey Sharing Network, the Fidelco Group, Summit Health, and by NJM Insurance Group. Promotional support provided by NorthJersey.com and Local IQ, part of the USA Today network, and by BestOfNJ.com.
I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis when I was 2. It's hard to grow up with CF. But I have an awesome care team at Goriab Children's Hospital, helping me do the things I want to do, like play lacrosse. And now I've been recruited to play in college.
Where you go for pediatric care matters.
Atlantic Health System, because every moment is a moment that matters.